As Christians celebrate Easter today, Jews are celebrating the 8-day holiday of Passover. Both religious holidays overlap this year. Like Easter for Christians, Passover is one of the most important holidays on the calendar for Jews. Passover celebrates the liberation of the Israelites from Egypt. It holds deep spiritual and cultural meaning for Jews of all different backgrounds. It's a time for reflection, renewal, and unity as families and communities come together to share the story of redemption and freedom. This year, Passover is being celebrated what is really described as a challenging time for some Jewish people because of the fighting in the Middle East and a rise in anti-Semitism here at home. Joining us now with more on this, Rabbi Creditor from the UJA Federation, New York. UJA is touted as the largest local philanthropy group. It cares for Jewish people everywhere and New Yorkers of all different backgrounds. The group also responds to crises everywhere. And Rabbi, as you know, on Passover, Jewish people retell the story of their freedom and resilience. Some say that story really feels especially urgent this year. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Thanks, Rocco. Yes, it is an unbelievable symmetry, but it turns out if you really learn the Passover story, this happens every time we tell it. Of course, this year feels much more urgent with the global instability and certainly Jewish vulnerability in addition to other groups feeling like it's a complicated time. The Passover story always begins with the beginning, which is Avadim Hayinu. We were enslaved in Egypt and then we were free. And so in order to tell the story, you have to ground yourself in the complications of historical reality, which this year feels very close to home indeed.
Some Jewish people here in the city and other parts of the country, as you know, are afraid to publicly celebrate important holidays or identify as being Jewish because of anti-Semitism and violence. Just this past week, the NYPD announced murders here at the city and the lowest level in decades, but hate crimes up 12%, about half of those crimes against Jewish New Yorkers. So talk to me about how do you ease those fears and concerns among Jewish New Yorkers?
Part of the way we do this is by making sure that all of our Jewish institutions are safe. That's part of UJA's great work on behalf of the community. But the other part of this is essential and much more hyper-local, which is that we do not shrink. The symbols that we wear on our clothing, including necklaces and yarmulkes like I wear, these are symbols of our people's pride and identity and dignity, and no person should have to hide. And so part of the way to assuage the concerns is not denying that they're real, but the other part of this is saying we double down on Jewish joy and Jewish pride. And Passover is one of those moments where the message is for everyone's sake, and it's for the world's sake that we make sure we get it right too.
You are the founder of Rabbis Against Gun Violence, a coalition of Jewish leaders working to end gun violence. Talk to me about what the religious response to gun violence looks like. What should that be?
It's a complicated question, of course, because every faith tradition takes defending the self very seriously. I'm created in the image of God. You are created in the image of God, and that is deserving of full protection. And so, unfortunately, in our world, there is necessity for self-defense. In America, that becomes very complicated because of the debates around the Second Amendment. But Judaism's response to gun violence, as opposed to Judaism's response to self-defense, is clear. Gun violence, which comes about, especially in an American setting, because of very easy access to weaponry, is something that we should frown upon. Meaning, if a gun is necessary to defend myself, I must use it. But I should never enjoy it. I should never adorn it. It's not something beautiful, even if it is something necessary.
In our final moments here, when Passover overlaps with Easter, as a faith leader, what do you like to see from an interfaith perspective? People who are Jewish, people who are Christian, or from other faiths, what do you like to see this time of year?
Well, I like to see my neighbor. At my family Seder and at the community Seder that we were blessed to celebrate, 2 Seders this year, as we do every year. There was a pastor at one and interfaith friends from different traditions in the other. It is part of what makes Passover such a rich experience. We are told as Jews in the Torah 36 times that because of our experience being othered, being a stranger in a strange land, we do not allow that to be the status that anyone has to endure. We are here to be a safe and beautiful home and a good neighbor to everyone around us.
Rabbi Creditor, it is a pleasure speaking with you this morning. We do appreciate you taking the time out. Happy Passover to you.
Thank you, Rocco. Take care.
Thank you so much. And to learn more about the UJA Federation New York, head to that website, ujafedny.org.